I am an introvert, and I love it. And I'm not alone. Introverts are everywhere. And our quiet approach to life, our need for solitary time, isn't a flaw. It's a gift. But as an introvert, it's not always easy to realize how wonderful you are. The world feels like a place that rewards extroverts, where being loud is mistaken for being confident and happy, where everyone has something to say, but nobody listens. A world of open-plan offices, networking parties, and big personalities. For those who speak softly, it's easy to feel left out. As a child, I blended into the background. Many thought that I had little to say or that I simply didn't like others, but that wasn't true. People often think introverts are shy or antisocial, but these are misconceptions. Introverts, like anyone, can find socializing fun, but while parties leave extroverts energized, after some time, introverts need to recharge, away from everyone. There's a scientific theory for this. There are two important chemicals found in all our brains: dopamine and acetylcholine. Dopamine is like a hit of energy when we take risks or meet new people, and it makes extroverts feel great. But introverts are more sensitive to dopamine and get quickly overstimulated. That's why we prefer the more slow burn feeling we get when our brains release acetylcholine. That happens when we concentrate, read, or focus our minds. It makes us introverts feel relaxed, alert, and content. But it barely registers with extroverts. Of course, like anything, it's a sliding scale. You can lean one way or another, or be a bit of both, known as an ambivert. Now I understand myself better. I am deeply grateful for how I am. Instead of filling up space with small talk, I listen patiently and make my words matter. I have few friends, but our connection is deep. I love spending time alone. It's where the chaos of a long day can finally settle. I can reflect and listen to my thoughts, and eventually reconnect with myself. Only after that am I ready to share with the world again. I've learned strategies for finding comfort in our noisy world, from using music to create bubbles of peace, to escaping to a quiet park at lunchtime. I adore the intensity and chaotic beauty of the world, but it's in quiet spaces where I feel truly at home. If introversion were more valued by society, it could make a massive difference to our collective future. The unique attributes of introverts really are a deep, quiet strength. And as Gandhi put it, in a gentle way, you can shake the world.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Dr. Indria Laksmi Gamayanti, MSE, the Honorable Ms. Novi Sasti Wahyuni as the chairman of this seminar, and all participants we proud of. An introvert is often thought of as a quiet, reserved, and thoughtful individual. They don't seek out special attention or social engagements, as these events can leave introverts feeling exhausted and drained. But is that true that introverts can do what the extroverts do in front of the crowd? How? I am Ninik Widyantari Nurkholifah as the Master of Ceremony of today's event. The National Seminar of How to Being Confident as an Introvert will accompany you until the end of seminar. First of all, let's pray together before we open the seminar, according to our beliefs. Pray begins. Thank you. Singing the national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit down. I would like to tell you the schedule of today's seminar. The first is opening, the second is greeting by Ms. Novi Sastiwahyuni, the third is main agenda, the first session by Ms. Susan Chen, and then coffee break, and the second session by Ms. Megandala Kamina. The last is closing. The second agenda is greeting by Ms. Novi Sastiwahyuni. Time is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Infosys, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to every one of you sitting in this room and welcome you all to the 2016 Analyst Meet. We thank you all for taking time out of your schedule and joining us for this event, especially for being able to start early on the day and traveling to Pune. We would also like to extend a very warm welcome to all the people who are not in this room but accessing this event via video webcast from our Investor Relations website.
Thank you for Ms. Novi Sastiwahyuni. The next is the main agenda, will be presented by the first speaker, Ms. Susan Chen. Please welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Can you all hear me? Excellent. Okay. Well, I want to talk to you today about introversion and extroversion, which I have come to believe are as profound a part of our identities as our gender. And that therefore it's extremely important to know where we fall on the introvert-extrovert spectrum. And when I say this, I'm not talking about where do you appear to fall. Because in this extroverted culture of ours, we all tend to act a lot more extroverted than we really are, right? So I'm talking about who are you really if you could spend your time exactly as you please, your work days, your weekends. Would you be more of an introvert or would you be more of an extrovert? So introverts are people who prefer lower levels of stimulation, and I'm talking about social stimulation, but I'm talking about other kinds of stimulation in general. Generally speaking, there are exceptions. Introverts would prefer, less noise, more quiet, that kind of thing. Whereas extroverts really do truly crave more stimulation for them to feel at their best and to feel most energized. So this is why an introvert would generally, socially rather have a glass of wine with a close friend as opposed to go to a party full of strangers. And you'll note when I say this that I'm giving you a social example because I think there's a really problematic misconception about what introversion is. We tend to equate it to some degree with being antisocial. And it's not that, it's just a different way of being social. It's seeking a kind of quieter way of being social. But it's also, as I said, about other kinds of stimulation. And this is important to understand. So for example, the psychologist Russell Geen did a study where he had people solve math problems, introverts and extroverts, with different levels of background noise playing. And what he found was that the introverts solved the problems more quickly, more effectively when the noise was lower, when the background noise was lower. And the extroverts performed better when the background noise was higher. And this is a really important thing to understand because what it's telling us is that we kind of all have sweet spots, I like to call them, sweet spots of how much stimulation we need to feel at our best. And if we can manage to set up our lives so that we are living as much as possible within our sweet spots, both socially and acoustically and everything else, then we will tend to be at our most powerful.
Thank you so much for Ms. Susan that given us an understanding about introvert. To all the participants, if you have a question, please raise your hand. To all the participants, the session 1 is done. We will continue to the second session after 20 minutes. Enjoy your meal. We will continue to the next session. Will be presented by Ms. Megandala Kamina. Please welcome.
It's great to be here. I had a similar experience, Erin, when I was back in my early days at GE. Back in the days of no video, Skype or anything like that, just conference calls, and I was doing work with a very senior gentleman in India and organising all their joint venture company and strategy and law of lack of confidence. So we're going to talk about a few things today. We're going to talk about We're going to talk about confidence, and I really want to give you some strategies and some tools to walk out of here with. So if you walk out of here with one new thing that you didn't know, and with one tool that you can use, I'll feel like I've done my job. So look, confidence is one of those things that can either propel you forward and really help you achieve your dreams, or it can hold you back significantly for fear, and we're going to talk about that at the moment. This is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, what is confidence really? We're going to talk about how confident are you? I run a program called Positive Leadership for Aspiring Women, and confidence, we do a whole lot of stuff in positive psychology and neuroscience, neurobiology, career management, but we talk a lot about confidence. If you said no, wouldn't it? Okay, so what is confidence? It's not just about feeling good about yourself, and it's not about faking it till you make it. There's three key strategies. Let me just see how I'm going for time. Great. Three key strategies around what you can actually do. And this is the important point, because it's all fine and well to say, well, just be more confident. Just speak up in a meeting, put your hand up in the classroom. But sometimes that's not enough. So they found three things. I'm going to take you through these, and then I'm going to give you some tools. So think less, be authentic, and take action. You know, sometimes we overestimate the most simple things that we can do. So I would encourage you to do those three things. Go and do your strengths survey, and I think we can give these slides to people if that's of interest. Think about what are the things that you can do so you can show up every day the way you want to and live the life you want to live. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for Miss Megan that given us a knowledge about confidence and what should we do. To all the participants, if you have a question, please raise your hand. Finally, now we are in the end of seminar. Thank you for all participants for coming today. Hopefully, this seminar can help you to develop your confidence as an introvert and give you other valuable lessons of today's seminar. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.